Hello everyone, welcome to We Love Soaps TV. I'm Roger Newcomb.
And I'm Damon L. Jacobs, author of Absolutely Shoulдлess, The Secret to Living the Stress-Free Life That You Deserve. And speaking of stress-free life, we are here at the ABC studios at the new One Life to Live digs. This is so exciting.
It's the Move Down the Block party. One Life to Live has moved down the street, and today's the first day at the new studio.
So we have some interviews, some insights, and some previews coming up that you don't want to miss. So I'm here with Frank Valentini, executive producer of One Life to Live. It's so great to meet you again.
Thank you. Nice to see you as well.
So this past week on the show has been pretty intense. There's a huge blizzard. Everybody's affected. Do you like doing these kind of big, high-stakes events?
I love doing them. I love being challenged production-wise, and doing Stacy crashing through the ice was really challenging, but it was fun, and because it was warranted story-wise, it was the right thing to do.
Yeah. What are the biggest challenges of doing this kind of huge event?
Well, whenever there's water and snow and simulated ice, I mean, normally I'd say let's go on location, but you can't bring actors and a baby into the freezing cold into a frozen lake. So we had to make it up and do it in the studio, and everybody said, how are we going to do it? And we just figured it out and made it happen, and it looks great.
It does look great. It does look great, especially with Farah falling through the ice like that. What are some of the biggest rewards for you of producing this show over the last 7 years?
Oh, God. The biggest rewards are always the interpersonal relationships and the friendships that you form with the people that you work with. I really care a lot about everybody who works here, and we're very lucky. We have a tremendous crew, and since I've been with the show for such a long time, this is like my second family. And I know that's an overused term, and even I mock it every once in a while, but I really care about them, and they are my friends, and I choose to be here with them doing things that we love. Other than that, it's always nice when the ratings are good, and it's nice to get paid every week, and in this recession, a lot of people not having jobs, we're all extremely thankful, and I remind my crew all the time how lucky we are all to be working and doing something that we really love.
Right. What are some of the biggest challenges you've had to face as an executive producer over this period of time?
Well, there's always artistic challenges with story and, working with the writers and the talent and making sure that everyone's vision comes together. And then there are the sort of the practical concerns of studio space and contracts and time constraints and, things like that.
How do you like being here in the new studio?
I love it. Yeah. It's a great studio.
How was this conveyed to you? How did they convey to you that this was going to happen? Like, how did you learn about this?
I had dinner with Brian Franz, and we talked about it, and I was very excited. We get a great upgrade in equipment and studio space, and overall the facilities in general are just tenfold better than what we had. So it's a great thing for One Life to Live.
It sure is. It sure is. Now, we saw a preview that coming in May there's going to be a musical episode. Is there anything you can tell us about that?
It's going to be called Star-Crossed Lovers, and it will involve Star and Cole and Langston and Marco and Danny and Destiny and Matthew.
Okay. One of the great things I think about One Life is that there is such a balance between the generations. You have the younger generation gets a lot of time, but some of the veterans also get meaty storylines, and I've really appreciated that.
Yeah, we have all good actors, so we like to spread it around, and sometimes certain people are a little heavier than others, but it all comes back around.
Great. Frank, if you could go back to the very beginning of being the executive producer and give yourself one piece of advice, what would that have been?
Slow down.
How come?
Because I've just, I wanted everything to be perfect, and it's a sprint and a marathon. Okay. And it's always important to remember that.
Awesome. Are you applying that now?
Yes.
Okay.
Very cautiously.
Okay. I am here with Florencia Lozano. It is such a pleasure to meet you. I've enjoyed your work on the show. As I said, I've enjoyed your work in theater here in New York.
Thank you.
So what is it like for you to be here at the new studio?
I love it here. It's we're above ground, which is nice. Our dressing rooms used to be in the basement, and now we see daylight, sunlight. Today we see snow. It's bigger here, which is kind of nice. There's a little more room. I think it's going to be a good space for us.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. Taya is going through a lot of ambivalence this week about her relationship with Todd. Again.
Yet again. Over and over again. Taya is a damaged individual, I think in her childhood she suffered. She suffered and came to understand love as a form of rejection in a way. She thinks that love means being in pain. So that there's a lot of that with Todd, and all the obvious things. He's attractive, he's smart, he's funny, he's fun to be with. But at its core, she thinks if this is really hard and painful, then it must be love.
Have you ever been in a situation that you could relate to, or you seem to have a lot of insight into that?
I mean, I think a lot of women can. I think a lot of people can. We're all, an acting teacher of mine used to say, we're all damaged goods. And at some level, we all, as children, learn what love is, and a lot of times that definition is a mixed bag. So yeah, I can relate to that.
Now, we interviewed Claire Labine recently, who created the character of Taya, or really created the Todd and Taya pairing, and still reflects upon that as one of her favorite stories while working at One Life to Live.
Aww. Well, she's wonderful.
Yes, and it's interesting, her legacy is still playing out today.
Yes, absolutely.
What made you want to come back to One Life after being away for so long?
Well, I had gone and done some theater and film, and was interested to see what it would be like being back here. I always loved doing this medium. It's challenging in ways that others aren't. Well, I mean, it's essentially improv. I mean, yes, you learn your lines and everything, but it's really about being there in the moment with your scene partner and going with it. And it strengthens certain muscles that give me confidence that I can really kind of do anything. And I also love melodrama. I love playing those highs and lows, and it's fun to do.
Great.
Yeah.
We sure enjoy watching it. Any theater or any plays coming up for you, or is this kind of the full-time thing right now?
I actually wrote a play. That I believe is going to be produced in Argentina in this summer, and then will be produced in New York in the fall-winter of this coming year. Yeah.
Please let us know. We definitely support theater here, and we love to support the projects other people that our stars are doing. So please let us know about that.
I definitely will.
Anything you can give us a preview for Taya in the next few weeks?
Well, Taya is going to be lawyering heavily, which I kind of love because...
You like those long speeches, those courtroom speeches?
The long speeches, not so much, but I like that, this woman who is emotionally so tortured, in her work, it's very black and white. And there's a real structure to everything she does because it's according to the law. She finds great comfort and great confidence in that. And it's fun playing that kind of cocky, like, no one's going to get in my way because I'm a career woman. Underneath that, she's got a lot going on. But when she goes into that mode, it takes her away from a certain kind of insecurity,
Okay, I'm here with Kelley Missal. How are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
Good. It's the first day at the new One Life to Live studio. Are you excited?
Yeah, it's huge and it's open and I love it so far.
Right. So how are you enjoying being on One Life to Live?
It's amazing. It's probably the best opportunity I've ever gotten in my entire life, and I'm just enjoying every minute of it.
Really? What's your favorite part?
Favorite part is basically just the learning experience, seeing everyone work and seeing how a studio actually operates and the business part of it, and just the whole operation is really cool to be kind of like on the inside of it and see how things work.
Right. Is this your first TV role, or?
Yeah, this is my first big one. I've been on a couple things like Saturday Night Live, Comedy Central, but nothing as big as this. This is the biggest thing that's ever happened to me.
Wow. Have you done any theater or?
Just community theater stuff.
Right.
Some workshops, but nothing too serious, no.
Are you local? Are you from New York, or?
I'm actually in Jersey, so I commute here.
That's close enough.
Yeah.
Right. Now, coming up in May, there's going to be a musical episode.
Yes.
And you're going to be part of that.
Yeah, I am. I'm really excited about it. And I've never been a part of a musical on TV or anything like that, so it should be another learning experience for me.
Do you sing? Are you a singer?
I don't know. It's hard for me to sing in front of people, but people people haven't, I guess, I don't know, they like my voice. I'm not confident in it, but I'm ready to learn, pretty much.
You seem kind of shy, but yet you're on national television every day.
I know, it's crazy. I have to keep pinching myself, like, just reminding myself, like, oh my God, people are watching you. It's kind of nuts.
Have you learned anything from your co-star so far?
Everything. Coming into this, I really wasn't confident in anything, and I've just learned from, especially Florencia Lozano and Eddie Alderson, which are the first two actors that I worked with. They're great. They've pretty much, like, Florencia took me under her wing and said, if you need any help with anything, I'm here. And just learning from her, seeing the choices that she makes, and Eddie's so natural and just flows with everything. So I've learned a lot from them, definitely.
Wow. You weren't in the old studio
yes,
that
I
long
was.
before.
Not long, but
right.
it's crazy leaving it because I felt such a connection to it. It was like where I first like screen tested and auditioned and worked there, and it was like bittersweet leaving it. I can't imagine, people that were there for years and years leaving it. It's like a second home to them.
Right. What are your long-term goals? Where do you want to be in 5 years or 10 years?
It's hard to tell. I definitely want to keep pursuing acting. It's one of my favorite things to do now. It's a part of my life now. And I'd like to go into films. I think it'd be really cool to be part of like a big screen set and stuff like that. So basically just keep building up to bigger things.
It is.
Anything you could tell us?
I think most relationships change when there's a child brought into the picture. I think this one's going to change more than most because one of them is not involved with the child. So
right.
It's exciting to see where it goes. I mean, it's as with every relationship, Kyle and Fish have been told in a way that's very honest and can blend to any different demographic. So it's going to be really exciting to see how the couple handles this new obstacle. We're really looking forward to doing the work too.
Right. How do you think Kyle, or what can you say that Kyle feels about this baby kind of coming into their lives?
I think Kyle loves Oliver, and if the baby happens to turn out to be part of Oliver, then Kyle will love it equally or more than he does Oliver. I think they're a really caring couple who really care about making it work now, and adding another piece of the puzzle just makes it a little more colorful.
Great.
Yeah. So
now, Kish this past year, has taken off. Phenomenal hit with the fans. Did you ever expect this a year ago? Did you ever think this would happen, play out like this?
Not even close, because I wasn't hired for this. So I mean, a year ago, February last year, we still didn't even know this was going to be a storyline.
Right.
So never could have expected that we'd get this kind of support and this kind of fanfare, but we really tried to do the work as well as we could and be as honest and true to the emotions, and we're just really, really blessed to have such supportive fans.
Great. What have you personally learned from Kyle, from portraying Kyle this past year?
Kyle Lewis has changed Brett Claywell for the rest of his life.
How so?
It's made me a more compassionate human being. It's made me more of an activist, without a doubt. It was a blessing to be able to, with my work, with my art, to be able to stand up and fight for something I believe in, which most artists don't get a chance to do. And I got to blend something that I feel really strong about in society with the work I'm doing on television, and kind of come to the forefront of a social issue. And I'm really, really proud to be a part of it.
Meanwhile, Star has just turned 18. What is that like for you now, to be playing a character who has gone through the milestone of turning into adult?
Well, I'm actually 18 in real life. I turned 18 May 29th of last year, and then I'll be 19 this year. So Star and I have always been about a half year apart. So yeah, it's crazy to see the difference between where I am at 18 and where Star is at 18. She has a baby, she has a very serious boyfriend, she lives with her boyfriend and her baby, and I still live with my mom and brother and my dad, and I have a very tends to be normal for an 18-year-old life when Star doesn't at all. So yeah, it's really interesting, and I like being able to play the difference. So
what have you learned from playing Star since you were a very small girl? What have you learned from Star?
I've learned to not be anything like the bratty little star. When
You didn't have a tarantula.
Exactly. No. When I was growing up on the show, I was very bratty when I started, and my mom would always say, "See what started? Don't be like that. Don't be like that." Or if I ever got like a little bit of an attitude at home, my mom would be like, "Okay, star," and then immediately I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to sound mean." So it really kept me in line.
Wow. What was it like to grow up on this show? I mean, you've been on since like
It's
12
been
years?
amazing. Yeah, it's been absolutely amazing. I've grown up with this family. They are like a family to me. I see them more than a lot of my family members. And that kind of goes along with the move. We moved from our studio that I've practically lived in for 12 years to now this new studio, but it's still the same family. So I think it's just like a great new energy, and it's exciting, and I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like, I'll miss my old house, but it's kind of, that's how I picture it. Like,
it is.
our family's moving from our old house to a new house.
To a new house with windows.
Yes. And
that
next door
nice?
to the view.
Yes.
So that's
yes.
pretty awesome.
Awesome is that. Now, we saw a preview today for Star-Crossed
Lovers.
Star-Crossed Lovers.
Prom
Can you
Night
give us
the
a hint?
Musical too.
Okay, we can look forward to a musical episode coming up?
Yep.
With you?
Yes.
Singing and dancing?
Yes.
Yeah, do you like to do that?
Yes. Oh, I love to do it. We had so much fun doing Prom Night the Musical, and it was really different. No other soap had ever done a musical.
Right.
I mean, we had done musical episodes, but this was like a full-out musical for 3. I think it went on for 3 or 4 episodes, and I loved every second of it. It was super busy, which it will be super busy again, but I can't wait. I can't wait.
And Star also is a Kramer woman, and we've been celebrating the Kramer women this past week at We Love Soaps.
The strong Kramer women.
Yes, what does that mean to you? How do you see the Kramer women? What does that mean to be a Kramer woman in this unique family on daytime?
I think it's amazing. I feel so blessed to be a part of such a part of soap history. I feel like the Kramers are definitely soap history, and to be a Kramer woman in one of the originals, because Star is, she's been around for a while, so
Longer than most.
exactly.
Yeah.
And Star's a little different than the other Kramers. She has some Manning blood running through her, and so she's a little different.
Right. A lot of the Kramer women, we still don't know who their fathers are. So we don't
That's
know
true.
Kelley Blair's
I
father.
got it, Daddy. He's
Yeah.
a little crazy.
I'm here with January LaVoy, who plays Noelle on One Life to Live. It is so great to meet you.
It is great to meet you too. Thank you so
I
much.
so much love your part.
Oh,
I love
thank you.
Noelle's sort of levity that she brings to the scenes.
Yeah, we had so much fun, and we've been really fortunate to be involved in a lot of great stories with, Erica Slezak and Robin Strasser and all these, wonderful characters, and it just gives you a great opportunity to kind of go all these different places,
I think a lot of the fans really have beloved memories of Vicky in the days of the diner, of the Bonjour.
Yeah.
Sort of Alice,
Yeah,
the sitcom. It was like Alice.
There was actually an Alice joke at the very beginning. Her uniform, I don't know if everyone remembers, but her uniform, the name on Vicky's uniform was Alice.
Oh,
in the very first Paris episode, yeah. And she was like, "Who's Alice?" And I was like, "Oh, she got fired last week," So we did our little homage. It was great.
So that would have made you like the Vera, right?
Yes, exactly. Kiss my grits.
So are we going to see Noelle coming up?
Oh,
more?
I hope so. Well, I'm going to be in town now. I've been traveling a lot, but I'm going to be here in New York because
Talk to me.
I
What's going
just
on?
booked my first Broadway show. Yes.
What show are you?
I'm going to be doing Enron, which is coming over from the West End of London. It's been running over there for about 6 months, and it's won the Evening Standard Award and was just nominated for a boatload of Olivier Awards, and they decided to do an American production on the strength of the London production. So,
And tell us about Enron.
well, it really is about
Really?
it really is. It's about the company and the scandal, and there's a Kenneth Lay character and a Jeffrey Skilling character, and then all the rest of us sort of play a bunch of different characters in that world. And it's really an amazing, it's an exciting production, multimedia. There's video and music and movement, and it's really quite thrilling. So I'm very
So exciting. Have you ever done Broadway before?
I haven't. This is my Broadway debut. Yeah.
When does that possibly, or when is
We start in April. Starts previews, I think, around April 8th.
Okay.
We begin previews, so it's a really exciting time.
I definitely want to see that. Roger and I like to go to shows and really promote, a lot
Oh,
of the
that's
shows
wonderful.
that soap stars are in, so.
Yeah, and we have a lot of crossover on the show. Brian Kerwin was in August Osage County, and of course Jason Tam, Kathy Breyer. We've had all these Broadway actors.
Playing a very un-Charlie-like character in that show.
Indeed.
So you're going to be playing different roles now?
Yes, multiple characters. Yeah, so it's very exciting.
What are you most looking forward to as far as your roles if you can run?
I think that what's going to be the most fun is there is. I don't want to give too much away, but if you look at the pictures of the London cast, there are some dinosaur-like creatures in the play that we all have a chance to play, and I think that is going to be one of the most fun things we do, and that's pretty much all I can say about that. But it's really exciting.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we can't wait. Awesome. Thank you. Okay, this is
everybody.
David L. Jacobs with Gina. Now, I always mispronounce your last name. I say Tognoni.
Tognoni, the G silent.
Tognoni.
But now, just recently married, is Shirello, but I still go by Tognoni for work.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations on getting married. So the last time we talked, it was before the whole Kramer women started getting filmed.
We hadn't even taped one scene yet, I don't think, when we met.
Right. And now
We've
we know
done
that
this.
Kelley
It's
is
been a
in
few
Paris.
weeks now. Kelley has come to Lambview. She's staying in Lambview. It's really interesting how this all turns. First air date was February 12th, which is this past Friday. Really just very light, simple scenes. And then as Tuesday, Wednesday, this week, as we go into the rest of this week, it picks up pace and it gets a little bit more intense, so it's nice.
Anything you can preview for us? Actually,
well, so I'm back, and then Kelley gets some really bad news, and the Kramer women have to come together and support one another. I can't say anything more than that. In fact, I'm watching myself right now.
I am talking to you,
Yeah,
and you are
it's
there
very weird.
on the screen. This is very bizarre. I'm having a surreal moment here.
But yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of very cool moments, a lot of cool stuff with Todd coming up.
Kelley and Todd?
Kelley and Todd. Okay. And sort of what happens with her with work, we'll see. And it's kind of really fun working with Trevor and Kassie DePaiva and just having a blast.
Now, I had forgotten that when Kelley first came on, we had talked about Joey, but I had forgotten that she had quite a thing for David Vickers for a while.
David Vickers,
She went after David Vickers.
She went after David, and, but it never really blossomed into a deep love. It was sort of a love-hate. And actually, we see David Vickers come back this week, which is so much fun. Tuck Watkins is a blast.
Does Kelley still have a crush on him?
I wouldn't call it that, no. I think it moved from sort of this, the relationship it's sort of, we're arguing a lot now. So you moved from a crush to sort of an irritation.
Okay.
But he's great. He's a great guy.
We also know now Kelley's a mother.
Yes.
That Zane is her baby. And
Zane is the baby.
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, David Vickers helps Kelley gather some important information. They actually work very well together this week. So, we take care of Zane. Zane is actually in London going to school, and she's back in Lambview taking care of some business. And then we see whether or not Kelley stays or goes, and she stays in good contact with Zane, though.
Great.
Yeah.
Great. You have played now two historical characters on Daytime.
Yes.
These young women who really kind of march to the beat of their own drums. They're both fierce.
Yes, nicely said.
Yeah. Is that a reflection on you? Do you think that do you do this in your own life?
I'm not so sure. I'm not so. I tend to be very by the book, and I like to kind of get it right, very professional, and that's what Gina is. But I tend to play these characters that think outside the box. Yeah. So I would say Gina's much more conservative than any character I've ever played. I'm much more conservative.
Do you think we're ever going to learn who Kelley's father is?
That's a good question, because that's not something that we've talked a lot about since I've been here. It's only been 2 weeks, so I think we'll probably touch on it at some point. Oh yeah, are you kidding? That's like a wealth of good drama right there.
Well, and Blair's father too. We don't know.
Oh, we don't know? Okay.
What I love about the Kramer.
out.
I mean, I love and think the Kramer women are great, but it's always sort of funny how the men don't even exist.
Yeah.
They don't really have fathers.
Yeah. Well, that's why they're so fierce, these girls, and a little troublesome, because their daddies weren't really there.
But they know how to kick ass, and they know how to make
kick
things
butt.
happening.
That's right.
And certainly historically, it's one of my favorite families on Daytime.
Oh,
so it's
good.
so great to see
I'm
you
so
back
glad. Yes.
in this role.
Hope everybody feels the same way. Thank you.
Sure, you got it.
All right.
Thank you.
We love soaps.
Okay, so this is David. I'm here with Farah Fath. Did I say it right?
Absolutely.
I've been practicing.
Perfectly.
I've been practicing in the mirror
Good.
for 10 years because I've loved your work for 10 years on
you.
the shows and
Thank
really enjoyed from the first day as Mimi on Days of Our Lives
Thank
up
you.
until now.
Thank you.
Now, what's that like to have been on Daytime, to be able to look back and say, wow, the last 10 years, 11 years, I've been on Daytime?
I think it's a little trippy. It will never register with me. It will never register that I'm on television. And if it did, then I would maybe have a different type of personality. What
would be different?
Maybe I would be cocky. I don't know. It'll never register. It's just a dream come true. And the fact that I ended up on my favorite show, which was Days, I went from watching it to getting a call, you have auditioned for it. Oh my God. To a week later being on the set with everyone I grew up watching. It was unreal, and then they became my family. And now here I am on One Life to Live, the soap that my mother watched. So I'm making all parts of my family very happy.
After 6 years on Days, how did this role come about for you on One Life?
It was 8 years on Days, believe it
8 years?
or not.
I'm sorry. 8
No.
years. Oh my gosh.
At least you pronounced my name right.
Okay, we got that. You went from Mimi to Gigi. Mimi to Gigi.
And you know, I talked to Ron Carlivati about that, and I don't think he realized that Mimi was my name on Days, and he has a personal friend named Gigi. So he named this character after his good friend that he went to school with. And they actually had a big meeting about it, ABC Daytime did. Is it too silly to name this character Gigi when I played Mimi for so long? And at the end of the day, I think they just said, who cares? So anyway, let's see, I guess towards the end of my run on Days, I just knew that I wanted to move to New York. That's really what this stemmed from. And
what made you want to move here?
I was tired of Los Angeles,
Yeah.
although now I miss it. I miss the sushi, I miss the sun, I miss a lot of things about it. But, you know, I was still very young, and I had kind of had my life there, and it was just a routine and same scenes all the time, like, you know, same restaurants, same everything. And I just wanted to experience something before I was, you know, too old to maybe move on, maybe before I got settled down with kids and whatever. So I was like, let's just move. And I told my manager, and he was like, all right, let's get you out there. But I wanted to have a job, of course. So Brian Franz was just more than great about it, and I took a meeting with him, and I just said, listen, if you have anything that opens up on All My Children or One Life to Live, I would be honored and thrilled to do my best on one of your shows. And a few months later, I was on the set working with Erica Slezak my first day. Hello!
Great. I love those scenes at the Bonjour Cafe.
Isn't that great?
It was very much, I was talking with January earlier, it was very much like Alice, and you were kind of the flow figure in that.
That was such a fun way to enter the canvas.
Yeah.
I'm really lucky,
Yeah. So the last time the viewers saw you on yesterday's episode, you were dropped into the ice, into the freezing ice.
Yeah.
Now, just for us, how warm was that water, or cold was that water?
Well, when they brought in the tanks in the morning, the water was at 100 degrees. But they had no way of keeping it that warm because there was no heaters on stage. So they had it that warm to begin with. So over the course of this 16-hour day, it wouldn't get cold. It got less warm than 100 degrees. But something that you might not know is I had a wetsuit on, a full body from ankle to toe wetsuit, and it actually was very restricting, and it made me even hotter than I already was underneath all the layers, because it's thick, and it made me float. And I was supposed to like go under,
Sink,
so you don't see, but I've got my hands underneath the plexiglass trying to get myself to drown. I had to literally push to drown, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is not going to look good, but I think I pulled it off. But if you like really pause it and do slow motion, you can see my arms trying to make myself drown. No kidding, because I was floating. And Crystal had just as much problems as me, because like she had quite a few scenes that aired today, where she's bobbing up and down, and they were like tying weights on her and all this stuff. But we had to wear the wetsuits, not because of the cold water, because it wasn't cold, but the plexiglass that broke during the explosion, which it doesn't sound like an explosion when what we hear is when the ice fell through, but you don't hear that on the air. But all the plexiglass, it actually can slice your skin open.
Ooh, okay.
So they had it for safety reasons, and we begged not to have to wear the wetsuit because it made us float. But they were like, you have to, because if you guys cut yourselves, we'll never forgive ourselves. And lawsuit, whatever.
Right.
So that was that.
What would you like to see happen now for Gigi?
I think she should realize that her sister was just lied about everything, and I think she should investigate her parents' death.
Right, because that was just taken at face value.
Yeah, and that's before Gigi knew that her sister was psychotic.
Right.
So.
Right. Do you think they're kind of out there somewhere, or you got a theory?
I don't know. I feel like. I don't know. I don't buy that they both died in a car accident.
Yeah.
I just don't buy it.
Yeah.
I think she should investigate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you keep in touch with Kristen Storms or any of your Days stars?
Yes and no. I mean, I'm terrible at keeping in touch, period. So, I mean, at least once a year, twice a year, I catch up with them. I just had dinner with Jason Cook in the city a few weeks ago, and then I was just chatting with Kyle Brandt, who played Philip for a while. He just got engaged. So I do keep in touch. I don't like talking on the phone as it is, so I don't really call them. We like text every once in a while.
Yeah.
I should do better about it, though.
That's, I'm a native New Yorker. I'm a native Californian, too, who moved out to New York, and that's a problem for me, too, so we're in the same boat.
It's hard, especially when you're busy, and then you get home from a long day, and the last thing you want to do is, like, jibber-jabber on the phone for an hour.
Right.
So.
Hey, Kassie DePaiva, it's so great to talk with you again. You look great.
Thank you.
Always, I love your hair.
Thank you. I just got it chopped off this week.
Yeah. So this is a very big week on One Life to Live. We have been talking a lot about the blizzard and also promoting the big Kramer Woman reunion.
That's going to be so great. I think having Gina Tognoni back on the canvas, and of course Melissa Famero this week, Laura Kaufman. I mean, it's fantastic.
Do you like? I mean, you've been here consistently longer than all the other Kramer women at this point.
That's right. That's right. But Kramer women come and go. But when we're all together, there's something that's special.
What happens? What happens?
Well, it starts at the top with Robin Strasser, and she has totally raised the bar. But the Kramer women, we have a special bond, and it's something that it just happens when we're all together. I don't think it was something that was actually even planned. But there's fire there. We hate each other, but when we're together, we love each other.
Great.
It's good.
Blair has gone through a lot this past year.
Oh, yeah?
A year ago, when you and I talked, she was pretty content with John.
John who? I don't know, but I think I just saw Susan Haskell. I said, listen, I was watching this week, and I said, I think Marty needs to find Blair. We need to go kill Natalie. That John, what a little traitor. Marty, he's going to hurt her feelings. It's going to hurt her feelings. I mean, that's something that, like, Blair might do, but, that's... John, come on, man.
I know.
I mean, the fickle finger of fate. He's a little fickle there.
But one thing I have always admired about Blair is that she doesn't just sit down and wallow and scream, why me? She just goes after the next.
She wallers, but she usually wallers next to a really hot man.
Yeah.
And Matt Walton happens to be my flavor of the day, and really enjoy working with him. And Eli and Blair can be a little hot sometimes.
Oh, yeah. yeah. Oh, yeah. And of course, she still has the back and forth with Todd.
Oh yeah, he's never going to go away. I mean, love working with Trevor. I just feel really, really blessed that I'm in my 18th year here, and Blair is still continues to be a lot of fun.
She kicks ass.
Oh yeah.
I love that about her.
She gets a little ass and then she kicks it. I'm so inappropriate. Sorry.
So coming up for you, you've got Rock the Soap in April.
Right.
Any other singing engagements, or are the divas?
The Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS event in March 21st at Town Hall, and then Rock the Soap. Then we have an event we're doing in Naples, Florida on May 1st, a charity event.
The Divas? Or?
The Divas. And then we're performing out at, going out to Stagecoach, not the Divas, but I know Bobby Eakes and myself will be out there, and that's out in Indio, California, April 24th and 25th. I think it's a Soap Nation out there. And then the Divas are performing in August, I want to say August 1st, up in Wisconsin.
Okay. What would you like to see happen for Blair next?
Gosh, I just want to see her in the mix, constantly doing what she does best, and that's stirring the pot. Mm-hmm. And, the writers always seem to find something for her to do. I just want to do a little bit more of it.
Right. I want to see that too. Yeah. I think Blair's complex.
Yes.
Very complex, and I enjoy seeing those shades of gray.
Yeah, I'm involved in a lot of story, but she needs to have one of her own, yeah, I think.
I think so. Any previews you can give us about the next few weeks as far as the Kramer women, or?
Because we shot that like 2 months ago. Kramer women. I don't know. Just Dorian's going off the handle, man. We got to be the glue to keep her from flying off the handle. Goodbye.
Bye. I think that's their way of saying.
Okay, that was several cast members along with Frank Valentini from One Life to Live. Everybody seems really excited about the new studio.
Yes, it's beautiful. It's really great here, and everyone is so optimistic. It's a great feeling.
And we also saw a really cool video that Frank introduced with a lot of interesting things to come.
That's right. That's right. I think some fans are going to be surprised. That's all I'm going to say. So we wanted to give a special thank you this week to some people that have contributed to our website and help us to continue doing this work that we love to do. Specifically, I want to thank Kirk Cunningham, Adrian Morales, and my parents, Joy and Paul Jacobs. Thank you so much for all your contributions to our website. If you wish to make a donation, please go to welovesoaps.net and hit donate.
Awesome. Well, that's our show. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, everybody.
We are setting up